Hi, I am A. Paige Marley, and um, in this video response, this is for Module 2, Museum Controversy. To answer the question on the topic of neutrality in museums as institutions, do I agree or disagree, and why? It's a very interesting subject to talk about, and not one that is easy to understand or discuss, in my opinion, because as a child, my point of view of a museum and what I was taught is that it was a place where artifacts from the ancient history or within the past 50 years are displayed and for the youth and the next generation to learn about. Nothing more, nothing less. And I accept it as that. For the main reason is I never saw a museum as a place of segregation or racism or like I always saw it as neutrality. It's just I always see museums as like, okay, this is the subject of Egypt, this is the subject of African history, this is the subject of British history, music history, so on and so forth. So I never saw it as segregation, I just saw it more as like a topic based. Like, this is what's important for this history, this is the timeline of this history, and these are the artifacts that were preserved and displayed for the youth to see. So, do I think that museums are meant to be, and in some that I've seen are neutral? Yes, I really think they're neutral because there are some controversies about museums themselves. Like within the past couple of years, Egypt debates on taking artifacts back from the British Museum because it's their artifact. It's a very interesting thing because it was rediscovered by British archaeologists, but yes, they are Egyptian artifacts. So I don't really know how to answer this, and in regards to the painting of Emmett Till, I don't really know how to answer that. I feel like it's one of those things where I'm not allowed to say anything, to be perfectly honest, because what can I say? Because of who I am, I don't think I'm allowed to say anything, except I know that I learned about this when I was a kid, and all I could say was that it was a horrible time in that history of America. Not one that should be ignored, not one that should be gawked at. But what do you do when it comes to learning about it for the next generation? Of course, you do not want to. Of course, you don't want to like destroy or disrespect that history. But in regards to art, I don't know. It's just, if she saw it as a motherly sympathy, that's one thing. And but it's just there are so many artists that have their own representation, and in the painting when I was looking at it, I didn't see it as like a misrepresentation, even though she's not black. I just saw it as like a painting to display and to once again tell the story of this incident. Of course, for all I know, I could be taken as wrong, but I know that if someone were to do a painting about Irish people that were equally segregated from the British did not think of them as equal at all. If someone did a painting on an Irish man or woman that isn't Caucasian, I don't care. Because as long as, they're not purposely going out of their way to make it look disrespected, I don't care who is painting it. As long as they try to honorably retell the story and retell the history of that time, it doesn't matter to me, really, because museums and galleries are trying to tell stories in an unbiased way. And yeah, I don't think of museums as being segregated. I just see them as, once again, as displays of artifacts and paintings from the past that inform in a non-biased way to the generation about the past and what we can learn from that. But that's just from a general perspective. If you're specific, then I don't know what to say. It's just tricky because there is no right answer. Like, no matter what you do, you're always wrong. I feel that that's the case in this scenario. Like, no matter what you do, you're always going to be wrong. No matter what. And I respect the story of Emmett Till. I don't see it as, like, negative at all. But I don't know what to say. It's a subject that has no right answer because someone's always going to be upset. So I hope that I answer this question as well as I can. And I'm not trying my hardest, but I'm trying not to be disrespectful in anything I say. So I hope that, I answer the questions right. I hope this video sends through. So have a good day, everybody.